Welcome back. Now, the rail network in Cape Town is no stranger to looting, theft and vandalism. The city is heavily dependent on public trains. It will be eagerly awaiting government's plan to fix the network. The plan is contained in the National Rail Policy White Paper, and our reporter Lindsay Dentlinger joins us now for more. Lindsay, I can see you're at a station in Khayelitsha. How does this usually work out in terms of those people who rely on the services there? They've complained quite a couple of times about services at train stations, haven't they?
Yes, Mosecha, so this is one of the stations on Cape Town's central line at Kuyasa in Khayelitsha, and it's one of those that have not been in operation for going on 3 years now. This used to be a key line for commuters to get particularly to the city centre, where many of these people in the surrounding areas work. And this is one of the stations you might be able to see behind me, where because this line has not been in operation, it is now basically falling into disrepair and decay. But with me I have the mayoral committee member here in the city of Cape Town responsible for transport. It's got a new name now. Is that urban mobility? I think it is now. And he's just going to chat to us, Masejo, about what the minister has unveiled in that white paper today. And as you will recall, just almost 2 weeks ago, the mayor of the city making a very big announcement that the city of Cape Town wants to take over the control of the rail network itself, and if it were to be successful, it would be the first municipality in the country to take over the running of what essentially now falls under the National Department and under the Passenger Rail Agency, PRASA. Thanks very much for joining us this afternoon. A big intention by the city of Cape Town. What makes the municipality believe it has the capacity to bring this kind of disrepair that we see here, to bring it back into operation?
So I think the existence simply of the My City bus service, which is our rapid bus transport system, shows that the city of Cape Town is the only large metro that is able to run a functional, reliable, affordable and safe public transport offering. So much so that national government is awarding us a further 5.7 billion rand to extend that network largely to these areas where
All right, we've lost the signal to Lindsay Dentlinger. She is at a train station in Khayelitsha, where usually quite a lot of commuters who rely on the services say that the services are basically non-existent. Now let's stick to that story. Now, Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula has launched the National Rail Policy White Paper. The policy aims to centralize rail infrastructure development. Speaking in Pretoria today, Mbalula said while railways have in the past been used to segregate society, they've also enabled economic activity.
So today is an important day in terms of South Africa, as we enter a new era and a renaissance of its railways with the publication in the Government Gazette of the White Paper on National Rail Policy. We will also go to Parliament. We have come a long way since that first railway from Cape Town to Wellington was introduced in 1859. That was 163 years ago. Our railways have gone through various epochs that have consistently affirmed the role of the railways as an enabler of economic activity and social integration since time immemorial. The release of the white paper on national rail policy represents a new epoch and a decisive break with the past, which saw the railways being used as an instrument to segregate society and give credence to a system oppression.
Right, let's take you back to Cape Town, where Lindsay Dentlinger is speaking to somebody about this problem in the rail agency.
I firmly believe at this stage, which is still very early, our feasibility study only starts on the 1st of July, but it's going to be a transversal effort between national, local and private stakeholders, and the city as the land transport authority for planning needs to be the key stakeholder in this, in the management and running of an efficient metro passenger rail service.
Just lastly, Rob, how long will this feasibility study take? When would we have a better idea of in what state the city is to pick up this project and run with it?
So we've made an allowance for a 3-year study, simply because we need to look at how to, there's a safety and security element, there'll be a human settlements element, there's of course finance and budgeting and cost element as well. However, I must say it's an important caveat. If we get the information that we request from the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa, PRASA, if we get the information we need from them timeously, we may very well be able to narrow that window from 3 years down to a year and a half, pending whether we get that information that we require when we ask for it.
Thank you very much, Rob. So that is the City of Cape Town's plan, looking into whether the local government can take on a service like the Passenger Rail Agency, and as I mentioned earlier, it's just taking very long to get commuters to be able to move around the city as they did previously, due to all these issues of vandalism, of theft of people, making it impossible for trains to move on the city's network.
All right, Lindsay Dentlinger in Khayelitsha. Let's leave it there for now, but we continue with the story. I'm joined by Deputy Director General for the Rail Agency just now to just give us more information. All right, let's take you to a short break. In fact, we still need to find out if the DG is with us. Do stay with us for that.